They don't invalidate the positive experience of others. Even if I was hurt, this game shouldn't be used as a tool to police others' life. I understand. Oh. The truth is, unless you are paying sex workers, it's probably better to leave them alone. Those who want to help and those who want to punish both scare the shit out of me. Oh. I've always thought the police were against me. The fear of legal repercussions has led me to live over a decade in silence. I was silent because I was afraid of the consequences. Now that silence is killing me. I want to leave, and I've decided to move forward, regardless of what will come. The problem is, where do I start? I don't know. This is always where I get bogged down, because there are financial details, untreated mental illness, culture, emotions, and choices that led to the decision. To get into those would make an incredibly messy, boring, unplayable game. Trying to recall traumatic details and recreate things perfectly, I will never finish. The simplest explanation is this: they didn't accept me at the time. My family was poor, I was trans. I hated them at the time because of that and wanted nothing to do with them. I hit a financial issue. I didn't ask them for help. Oh. Oh, oh fuck, I'm shivering. I'm at an impulsive.
Hello and welcome to the developer commentary section of the first annual, first ever, first last. Who knows what this thing's gonna do? This is a Sicko showcase. I introed at the top. I'm gonna intro it again. It's just like fucking good games, but that don't fit into any kind of good thing or good marketable slice, things that generally are not like, look, we are cut up for trailers and we fit well on the Nintendo Switch or on Steam. Anyway, that first game you saw there, the game introing, oh, someone is typing. That's sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. We're gonna find out in a second, right before I intro our first developer. Um, but anyway, that was where was it? I want to get the title 100% correct. That was "He Fucked the Girl Out of Me." I should have put. Actually, I should look at my um um my. I know who made this. This is Taylor McHugh. I know who made this one, but this is me prepping for the future ones where I don't know everybody by heart. Um, Taylor, hello.
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes, you are coming through perfectly. How are you today? Sorry.
Pretty good.
I'm falling into conversation. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Um, Tell me a little bit about this game.
Uh, um, um, oh, sorry, I'm nervous.
No, that's fine. No, it's fine to be nervous. This is also like a very uh,
Okay.
personal
Uh,
and intense game.
uh, I guess if you have a lot of internalized shame, sometimes the best way to get over that is by telling people whatever you're ashamed about. But like, since I'm a game developer, I'm not very articulate outside of making games. So I was like, I'm going to make a machine to say all of the things I'm afraid to say to people so that I can just say it in a game and not have to go through the effort of actually socializing with people, because that is what it means to be a true nerd.
Yeah, and I yes, and I think like through game and like just through, I mean, I think that's what I love about the games in this showcase, the games and sort of like indie poppers. I'm looking for games that feel like there's something that somebody had to make, and this feels very much like something that you had to make, you know. And I mean that in like the most complimentary way possible.
Yeah, that's pretty much true.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh God.
Well, wait, you know what?
I
You know,
guess.
sorry, Taylor, for being my first one and me trying to figure out how this segment works for me, my test subject in this situation. So, if people want to find more of your work, where would they find it?
Oh God. They would find it at taylormchugh.itch.io. Sorry. Can you post it into the chat?
Yes, I will. You know what? I have it right here. Look at that. Oh, you know what? This is annoying because I'm logged out on OBS. Let me go in here. There we go. Oh, someone else got ahead of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that.
But yeah.
This is like this was a long-standing kind of a, what is it, 21 months in the making almost indie apocalypse
Yes.
edition.
I thought I would make it in 1 month for indie apocalypse, and then it took 21 months.
That's,
But
you know
that's
what,
okay.
Taylor, well worth the wait. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm free to go.
You are free. You're free to go. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Goodbye. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome to the team.
Hello. That was welcome to the game of me remembering. You know what I'm going to do? Like a smart person, I'm going to just remove my microphone from the video portion, so I can talk over and not have to keep muting and unmuting. Anyhow, yes, it's Kiryu time, as they say. That was the Mangotronics Employment Collection. We're here to talk about it. Is Matt, or Slime Hunter. Matt, how you doing?
Hi, I'm great, thanks.
Perfect. What is the Mangotronics Employment Collection?
Well, yeah, you just hit on it. It's 9 games by 7 developers from around the world, and all of these games are themed around employment. The harsh realities of working a 9-to-5 job for sustenance and survival, and job searching and everything about that.
Perfect. Now, how did this come together? This kind of like 9 games.
Well, I guess I kind of just wanted to see what it would be like to create a collection. I mean, I was partially inspired by Indiepocalypse actually, and a few other, collections like the ever popular Dread X and those sorts of things. And I saw that, people were putting indie games into collections, and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds pretty good. What genre is not tapped very much? And being in between jobs myself, I was like, oh, maybe employment would be a good topic.
What a beautiful world to be. I am looking to get new job. I just saw a new job. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. I'm doing the thing where I just talk to people. Sorry. Well, that's great. Where can people find Mangotronics, and where can people find your stuff? And are those the same places or not?
Yeah, so I'm on mangotronics.com and mangotronics.ish.io, and the game's going to be out on Steam soon too. I'm just waiting to hear back from Valve on that. So yeah, check it out on Steam.
Wishlist it, as they say.
Yeah, wishlist.
Or is it wishlistable yet?
I don't think the page is up yet, but yeah, check back next week.
Perfect. And we're going to talk a little bit longer because I forgot to prep the next video. Okay, now we're good. Matt, thank you for being here. Thank you for repping the yes, and thank you for the people in chat who who are just out here publishing the links for me. We're going to move on to our next game. Thank you again.
Yeah, thank you.
Goodbye. Hello, welcome back. That was. I've got to remember all these. Wait, did I delete? Oh, the hubris of me. I've deleted it too soon. That was Fintail Gladiator. I was like, I knew the beginning, but I needed the whole thing by JBRPG. Hello, how are you doing today?
Doing swell. I'm enjoying game development as my spare time hobby, and I made this game because I want to learn how to utilize AI opponents and implement local multiplayer. And so I did it on my spare time, and hopefully that'll lay a groundwork for more game projects afterwards.
Yeah, perfect. I think that needs to happen more. Like you need to. That's too often do people commit to a full on like billion-year project when really you got to practice in your spare time first and kind of lay the groundwork for your work, which is a smart choice. And kind of like hobby dev is something I want to highlight more too, instead of just going full.
Yeah, I think the Sickos showcase is the good choice for like a hobbyist showcase, showing something small.
Yeah, well, thank you. Where can people find your stuff if they're looking for it?
It's on Mr. JBRPG's itch.io.
Perfect. Thank you for being here, and we will head to what is. I should have named these things all smart things, and I did not do that. We're gonna head to the next video.
Alrighty.
Thank you for.
Any other questions before I go?
Nope. That's it. Thank you so much.
Have a great presentation.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye. All right, that was. Oh, I'm cranked all the way up, so maybe I just need to get on top of my microphone a little. That was. No, that was Exile by Hexray. Hexray, are you here? Hello.
Hi, yes, I'm here.
Tell me a little bit about Exile.
Exile is essentially a kinetic novel. There's really no choices. You're really just kind of going through this story like a pace that you dictate yourself as you go through. It's supposed to be very kind of immersive and atmospheric as you go through the story and progression. So kind of very eerie, a little bit of hints about something more going on at the bottom of the ocean. So
The ideal place to host something where we know nothing of things that are going on.
Absolutely.
Oh, perfect. Now, what draws you to a kinetic novel as opposed to, I guess, I'm very recent to the term kinetic novel as I was taught all about Higurashi. I say recently, but that was like 2 years ago.
It's pretty unique. A lot of people are drawn to like visual novels because of things like choice and story and stuff like that. And I think the interesting thing about kinetic novels is that still that interactive element, especially with like pacing, and it's very much you're still telling a story, and there's still that interactive element as you go through, but it is a little bit more in that linear story of I'm telling the story, but I'm still engaging with the person that's reading it or all that sort of thing. So I think it's great for atmosphere, especially.
Yeah, it definitely has like a more like you think it's more active than it leads on, you know.
Yeah. You think it's just you're just going through, but no, if you everything kind of working together, it can really engage you pretty strongly.
Well, perfect. Thank you for being here, Hexray. Where can people find your stuff?
Of course. I have my website, hexray.com. I'm also on itch.io, which is hexray.itch.io. I can... Oh, you already have it there in the
I have
chat.
a Google form open. I have a spreadsheet
Oh,
open
you got it.
with
Okay.
everyone's links. And for the audio folks, that's Ray as in R-A-E.
That's right. Hexrae.
Yeah. Hex how you think you would be. Ray as in R-A-E, which is a way to do it, but not... Listen, I've come to learn in doing this radio show for like 2 years or whatever. Like, I got to think about which things have ambiguous spellings and which ones don't. But
that's true. Yeah.
Thank you for being on the show. Thank you for submitting to the showcase. We're going to move on to the next game. I am getting...
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you. I'm getting fully immersed in this experience. I'm ready to go, firing on all cylinders.
Some lipstick on, perfume your neck and slip your high heels on. Rinse and curl your hair. Baby, I had no time for it. I'll take you out tonight. I know you're in town. I want to come around to the spot that we made. I'm the one who's been coming around, but I'll only go so far. I don't have the energy. I can't believe what you said to me. I could meet you in the middle. We won't fight. Loosen your hips and get a dress to wear. You're the one to change my mind, 'cause it feels right when it feels right.
Start it out, walk a mile.
Check out of my room, hit the ATM. So I start.
Hello, and that was... What was that? That's all these people with long titles for their names. That was GaGa's Bizarre Adventure, Lesbian Tendency by Prison's Internet Cafe, who is here with me right now. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, what is this game? Tell me a little bit about it.
This game is pretty much a shitpost, but it kind of comes from an obsession. It's kind of like a insider's joke with a friend of mine, because he's like an artist. He was always on Twitter asking for like, oh, can anyone give me recommendations of what to draw? And I was like, oh, Lady Gaga and Carly Rae Jepsen fighting. And he was like, no, that's too difficult. So I kept requesting it many times until one day I was like, I'm just going to make a game about it. And that's how it pretty much came around, really.
Listen, I, as someone who just but a weekend ago made what is tantamount to a video game shitpost based on something I meant to do for a long time, I admire. I think there should be more shitposting in games, you know. But if people wanted to find said shitpost and maybe just other stuff around, where would they? I was tricked by the OBS chat. I almost typed into it. Where would they find your stuff?
They would find it on princessinternetcafe.itch.io.
Oh, perfect. Now, do we need to put the fun little accent above the E, or does the internet not care about that?
No, it's you don't need to put the accent. No, it's just literally as you put it in the chat. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being in this fucking bullshit show that I run that I like.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for making this possible to come together in 2 weeks. We're going to the next video, folks.
Hello, General Inquiries. My name is David. How can I help you today?
Yeah. Hi, I need to change my address.
Sure thing. Now, in order to change your address, I just need to ask some brief security questions. Can I start by getting your social insurance number, please?
It's 111-22211.
Thank you. I'm afraid that's not a valid social insurance number. Could you double check the number, please?
Fine, let me get my wallet. It's 111-22233.
Thank you. Can I have your full name?
Bill.
I'm sorry, is that your full name?
Yes?
I need your first and your last name.
Well, why didn't you say so? My full name is Billy Swarth.
Thank you. Can I have your date of birth, please?
November 10th,
And what year was that?
1991.
Thank you. Can I have the address that's currently on your file?
1137 East 25th Avenue.
What city and province is that?
Alberta.
What city in Alberta?
Calgary.
I'm sorry, that doesn't match the address that we currently have on file. Is that your new address?
Yes, you said you wanted the current address.
Okay.
Hello, welcome. That was. I don't need to welcome you. Why am I welcoming people every single time? Welcome back. Yeah. So
I like to welcome people.
I have to find a thing. That was I get this call every day by Goose, and that was Goose talking to me just a second ago. Who likes to welcome people? Hello.
Hello, salut.
Tell me a bit about what's this game.
I get this call every day is literally just a little interactive conversation I made almost 10 years ago now, because I was burnt out at my call center job, and I just needed a way to express the frustration of being shackled in both by all these rules and bureaucracies that were very dehumanizing, and also dealing with people who just did not have their shit together.
Yeah, that is. I saw someone, Curry Swirl, friend of the show, contributor, had posted something recently, like an image about just trying to people, trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Demonstrate the relationship between someone being grounded by the gears and someone being also grounded by the gears, but working for those gears and grinding up the person being ground up. And just like nonstop gear grinding all the way down.
Yep.
Except the one person at the top who's spinning the gears and getting golden parachutes when they break all the gears.
Yeah, there's a reason why we might see a lot of employment-themed games today, because, hey, y'all, it's a source of common stress and trauma.
Yeah, hey, I don't like being employed. You think I do fun video game stuff for 40 hours a week? I do not.
God, wouldn't it be nice?
I'm not a fun. I don't have a fun creative job on the side. Although I keep seeing roles, and I'm like, I'm gonna keep trying to get hired, and get a real. Imagine if I got a real paycheck. What a world. Speaking of real paychecks, where can people find your stuff if they want to?
My stuff's all over the place nowadays. I get this call every day, and stuff that I made when I thought I was cis can still be found at davidsgallant.com. My more current stuff can be found at hache.games. That's HACHE.games. And as for things bearing the Goose moniker, well, still trying to find inspiration to work something out. We may see a 10th anniversary D-remaster of I Get This Call Every Day. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I hear they love remasters. Oh, no. I didn't.
It's a D-remaster.
Yes. Yeah, no, I was in the middle of a thing, and I'm like, I got myself again where I forgot to set up a next thing. There we go. That's a Webm. What the fuck is a Webm? Hopefully it'll play. Anyway, thank you for being here.
These newfangled formats.
Thank you for being here. We'll go to the next trailer. Goodbye. Hello. I was blindsided by that very short trailer. I'm trying to put out fires in the background. That was Clairvoyance Construction Co. by Jonah Beck. Jonah, hello.
Hey, thanks for having me, Andy.
Hey, what's up? Tell me a little bit about Clairvoyance Construction Co. Does the Co stand for company?
It does. It does. And construction is a farce. I assume it's pretty obvious through the trailer that it's a puzzle game. It's a puzzle game about button pushing. And like many of the other games we've seen in the showcase, we have a big anti-work sentiment. This comes from an inspiration of a really bad job in my past. And I think you'll see some subversions of game mechanics and some maybe strangeness and not levels interspersed with head-scratching puzzles, as well as you're being hounded by management every hour on the hour. So yeah, seems pretty fitting with this cadre of games.
I like this cadre of games. I like people who are just like I posted a screen cap from a comic that I really enjoy, and like a character and I said like I like that you were trying to say something, and that's what I feel like is missing a lot, and that's what I'm seeing a lot of within the showcase, and I am very happy that like I mean I know it exists, but it's nice to put it all in one place when you can, you know.
Yeah, and things can be said in a 30 to 45 minute game. This will be very approachable. Every level can be skipped if you don't like puzzles and you would like to see the ways in which mechanics are subverted or dialogue is presented in any ways in Clairvoyance.
Well, where would people find this 30 to 45 minute game if they were
follow me on Twitter?
Sorry.
Yeah, at Jonah_SRG. I'll go ahead and drop my itch.io page in the chat. Oh, thank you. You already got me. Thanks.
I have the Google form.
And yeah, this game is forthcoming. It's a commercial game. It'll be coming out in a short while. So follow me on Twitter, follow my itch page. You can play my previous jam games there. And, it's I think it'll be a good time. So keep an eye on it.
Thank you for being here, and let's hope the video is properly sized. Let's go. Hello, that was A Game to Kill Billionaires by Daniel Dante. Daniel, hello.
Hello.
I feel like now that could be a game that says what it is on the tin, but what is A Game to Kill Billionaires?
The name says it all, but it's basically it's actually a mixtape or EP. I'm not really sure, but like it's a game and a music album about this person that like I think it's like going postal, like Americans say.
Yes.
He likes leaves his home and goes to kill a billionaire, invades his house, and it's all the process and of doing it, and the feelings that he's feeling, the stress, the anger, the adrenaline. It's like a visual novel that you have to play in the riffing of the music, the music that dictates the levels. So it's like a 90s visual novel, because the current visual novel is like has a fixed layout. Like it's like when you think in visual novel, you're thinking like a big bar with text down and up, like the avatars and images. I was inspired more like the aesthetics of the Suda 51, like the silver case. It's like things pop out of anywhere. You click and other things show up. Like, you're like, it's not like a definitive layout. So yeah, it's a mixtape and game about this. When you're a little kid and you go into a fight and you're like angry, but at the same time you want to cry. Like you're not sad, you're like angry, but the fight makes you sad. It's this feeling that I was trying to get it out.
Perfect. Well, where can people find this feeling if they want to feel it secondhand through your game, or maybe even firsthand after they play it?
You put it on the link on the chat. This is my itch.io. And I also working with my mates of the Espresso Studios. We'll make this bigger game. It's called Nami. I'm gonna put the link in the chat too.
Okay.
It's on Steam. You can wishlist it. It's early access, but for now it's only Portuguese. But in the future it will be in English in other languages too.
Yeah, and listen, this is primarily going to be like, we're going to probably, likely because I'm speaking in English for 8 hours, it's going to be primarily English. But you know what? Portuguese people who speak primarily Portuguese also play video games. So, well, thank you for being here, Daniel. I'm going to move on to the. No, I'm not.
Thank you.
I'm not going to move on quite yet because I forgot I did the thing again where I have to do 8 billion things. And I have to find the game. What did I call it? What is this thing? Oh no, is this one of the ones? Oh no, this is one of the ones I think that has like a weird name. So, shit. Let me see if I can't find this thing in here somewhere. Yeah, because it was from the people that made me download their stuff off of YouTube. God, I like really. I had to find the. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I believe I found it. I think. Yes, I found it. Yes. Hello. Perfect. Sorry for the delay. I should have looked where it was called Bird. Anyway, let's see if the video works right. Hello. That was Life Sucks and You're a Bird.
It's
Jonathan
true.
Erg is here to talk about it. Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. Thanks
Twitch
for
chat
having me.
superstar here. The people are like, "Oh, I know that guy. He was in the chat."
True. Famous from Twitch chat. Yeah.
So tell me about this game a little.
Okay, so this is a game that I made a while in 2017, I guess, from the itch page. It was a project for a school class in like a game design college for prototyping that we made in 1 week. I also made it with my at the time classmates Aaron Sutton, Jesse Baker, Justin Capcap, and Matt Murch, who are all like real game dev people now.
Wow,
but yeah, we made this in a week, and we kind of I don't know, I kind of forgot about it until now, basically, until submitting it for this. And yeah, it's a game where you get kicked out of the nest as a bird, and you've got to figure out the controls to fly on your way down to the ground. There are a bunch of buttons on the controller that do things. Only some of those things help you fly.
Wait,
you've got to try to figure it out on your way.
Do I know this game? That sounds very familiar.
Does it? Well, you've watched the trailer, although the trailer doesn't really reveal how you fly.
That sounds extremely familiar. So I could probably... There's one game on here that I do know, that I've seen, like 100% seen before, or multiple games.
Like on my itch page, or in the series of
in the series of games today.
Sure. I mean, presumably you've seen at least all of the trailers.
Listen, I'm a busy man. No, I did, because I had to like cut them in a lot of cases. But anyway, listen, folks, if we had a stronger delay, or if you start to see Hachin dancing a little, it's because some people did not show up, and I am buying time while I try to figure out what's going on, if I'm just going to play their trailers without commentary, or if I'm going to track all these people down. I'm going to be outside the windows. I'm going, haha, yes, haha, where are you now? I need you to be in this Discord. Anyway, where can people find this? You say you're a real game developer. Where do people find your real game development stuff?
I don't know if I would say that, but yeah, it's all on my itch.io, which I guess you'll link in the chat.
I will, but if people are just listening to this, why wouldn't they? Because it's actually isn't a podcast.
Ergman.itch.io, which is kind of hellish, because I like to generally use my real name most of the time nowadays, but the URL is still that.
Yeah,
which is ERGMAN.
Yeah, I'm. Real names are weird in game dev, because we're still in the world of Dr. PP over here. So, or is he PPMD?
Well,
I haven't kept track.
I know what you're talking about.
What?
But now I just always have the underscore, so that like I've got my real name and then also the internet name if people know me from that instead.
Well, do your research. We're gonna go do your research on PPMD or Dr. PP. Tell me which name is going by.
I know PPMD.
Okay, so he used PPMD now.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember which way it went. Anyway.
Sanitized over time. All right, thanks for having me.
That's wholesome creep. That's what it is. The creep of wholesomeness. R.E.P. Dr. PP. Long live PPMD. Right. We're going to the next trailer. hello. That was where's mine? I think it was just called. Yes, that was just to follow up on Life Sucks and You're a Bird. That was Kill Yourself by Goo Games. Goo Games, hello.
Hi.
Tell me a bit about your game.
Yeah, this was a game I developed when I was trying to come up with my own point-and-click engine, because I've always been a point-and-click enthusiast. And in order to, have something to play with, I was just talking with a friend, and I said, I need something to make couple of short puzzles, nothing big, and I don't want a story behind it. And then we came up with, why don't you make a game where you have to kill yourself? And so I started designing a couple of puzzles, and we liked the concept. And so, it became a full game with 30 different endings and things like that. So it started like a small project, and then it became a game.
Well, perfect. Now, did you end up making your own engine, or was that a pre-made engine?
Yeah. The game was originally for Android, and it was made on my own engine. Then I ported it for Windows using Adventure Game Studio, because my engine was just for Android. It was written on Java, and I didn't want to move from Java. Also because Java is an awful language. If there are Java developers there,
no,
sorry, but that's what
I had started my development history in Adventure Game Studio, and I recognize the telltale. Like, I feel like if you worked in it, you recognize what Adventure Game Studio looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah.
So, how do I forget all the names of these games and where? I think this one has a very long. This is one of the ones that the next upcoming game is one. No, it's not. It just has its real last name. Anyway, if people want to find that game and find your stuff in general, where might they look? What's a good place to go?
Yeah, you can find all my games at googames.h.io. or my website, which is googames.eu, but the website is not updated. I need to redo it from scratch, but unluckily, or luckily, should I say, I have a day job that's taking a lot of my time, so I'm planning on renewing it. So at the moment, go on itch at googames.h.io, and you will find all my point-and-click games.
Perfect. Oh, I'm getting too hot on the microphone. Thank you for being here. We're going to head to the next trailer.
Bye.
Armageddon is so whatever. I'm already dead inside. My twisted world is so distorted. I don't wanna go another day. Let me out of this place. I've been displaced like a freak on display. I'm a mistake.
Wait, you want to go to prom with me if no one else says yes to us?
Why don't you love me? You just run away. You're the one for me. Be my prom date. Am I too dominant? That's why you don't want it. Come on, let me hit.
I don't think we should go to prom together. Please, help me. Please. I don't want to die.
I hate my fucking life. I kind of want to die. I hate my fucking life. I kind of want to die.
I'm gonna jump off this bridge. Right here. Right now.
Dorian, you got me worrying. Snorting heroin again. Laced with fentanyl. Blaming mental illness. It's detrimental to your health.
No. That is not a valid feeling. You are obviously repressing some serious trauma. You've been brainwashed by toxic masculinity. You don't know what you're saying.
The world is not ending. Everything is fine.
Now it's time to meet your maker. I'm your Reaper Undertaker.
No.
Look at the moon in the gloomy sky. The tomb is looming. Do you wanna die? Look at the moon in the gloomy sky. The tomb is looming. Do you wanna die?
Give me your soul.
Hello. That was.
Hello.
Hi. That was Nightmare Temptation Academy.
Yes.
I realized I did like twice where I said who is by, or maybe I'm doing it every time. I don't remember at this point. By Lena NW. What's the NW? Does it stand for anyway? Hello. How are you doing?
Oh.
Now, this was one of the things I was surprised because I have seen this game before.
Ah, yes.
In person.
Oh, where?
In Los Angeles at the Independent Arcade, or the IndieK as they shorten it to.
Night Games?
Yes.
Oh, that was the funnest showing I've ever had.
This was
this game.
This was one of those.
That was so.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about it.
So it's like a choose your own adventure game, and it's also a rap musical. There's like an album that stands alone, but it's like worked into the cutscenes triggered by events. And I made it while over 2 years while getting an MFA at UCLA Design Media Arts. The whole time I was there, I was making this. And just a shout out to a few of the people who made really big contributions to the game. Costco Dream Girl did the mini games and also did a lot of the collage art. And then Moonbounce did a lot of the instrumental music, but then I'm rapping and I did all the characters and the dialogue, and I put everything together. It was my first time using Unity, and I put everything together, but
well, you put it together very well.
Well, it's actually like, okay, I'm not gonna go into what's wrong with the game. I'll just talk about.
I just listen. I only just finished the game like last week. I'm like, I could tell you a million things that are wrong with it. That's the nature of art.
The nature of like barely knowing how to code and just copy and pasting things from tutorials until it.
That people who can people can copy and paste things into engines and make games now is a beautiful time for game development.
And I guess it's about like it takes place in like an apocalypse parallel universe world, and you're playing everyone's a high school student, so it's sort of going off of that trope, but you're basically like it's kind of inspired by my experience of like spending way too much time on the internet as a child and a teenager, and just like not having a context for all the horrible things that you're seeing. And
like you don't get like eased into content online. There's no narrative to the internet.
Especially like back in like, I don't know, like 2004 and 5 and onward. And so that's sort of like, I guess the first two games I made, I sort of felt misunderstood by feedback where people were like, this is like just shock value. And I kind of wanted to like contextualize this as like a way of being, and like a trauma that's sort of like fried my brain, where I'm like understimulated by real life, and I just like I don't know. Basically, you're just
I think you summed it up. And if people if people can't get the ideal version of this, which is like in a classroom in LA with you playing it for them, where would they be able to find it?
So it's you can just go to my website, lenanw.com, lenanw.com. And the links to my game will take you to itch.io. My itch.io is also Lena and W. And yeah, it has a really like long trigger warning, and so play with caution.
Yeah.
And yes.
And one final question before we go. Do you remember a weird booth at that Indiecade where people were selling games on floppy disks?
Oh no, I don't.
Okay then. I wondered. I was gonna see if that was the last check to say, was this a weird situation where we have actually met before? And the answer is no. Thank you.
We didn't meet at Indiecade.
No. That's what I was like. That's it's one of those weird things where I come across where I'm like, wait a minute, I know who this person is actually.
Well, it's good to meet you now and to know that you're LA based.
No, I'm in Massachusetts.
Oh, you're in Massachusetts. Okay.
It was a very specific situation that I flew out there. It's very weird.
For Indiecade.
Yeah. To run a show, to run a shop. It was very weird. Anyway, thank you. I'm gonna go to the next trailer. Goodbye.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Hello. That was Veil of Dust, a homesteading game by I guess Calamity Bay Games. But Elle is here representing it. Elle, how are you doing today?
Hello, I am fine.
What is Veil of Dust? I'm trying to read. That's not the right question. Tell me a little bit about Veil of Dust.
Veil of Dust is a survival homesteading game that is a long format character driven story, mostly. And the story is about grief and moving on from grief, and it uses the two kids you saw there as sort of the stand-ins for the audience's experience of it. They are building a homestead to survive literally, and then also through their to move on from their traumatic experience.
Yeah, so wait, I'm confused here because it's a homesteading game, but it does not sound, dare I say, wholesome enough. How many?
Yeah, so that's why it's unmarketable.
How many sticks can I trade to animals for berries?
You can't trade any sticks to animals. Yeah, it's not like fluffy and like pastel and like, dare I say, cute enough, I think, to like sort of fit into the genre. And that's maybe why it's so like challenging to market. and also the content is it's historical, and also the theme really revolves around like grief and things that are not happy fluffy feelings. So
Yeah.
that's problematic in terms of marketing it.
Right. So, you found a good home here as it's a home of the unmarketable, but I think
Yeah.
it's that kind of that through line that's been coming up for all these things is like it's something you want to make, not what I guess the market wants you to make,
Yeah, and just that space is also so samey.
Yes.
Even though I've been a fan of it since, I was 10 and I played the Harvest Moon games when I was 10. Like, it's the same game over and over again. And I just felt like the genre could maybe have some room for something else. We'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah, I think in every genre there's a lot of space to move around in that people are not exploring, partially because games take so long to make, I think, or what is perceived to be a game takes so long to make,
Yeah,
But,
for sure.
But I'm looking forward to, as someone else who is also a big fan of farming and like those kind of like farming, busy work, construction, building sorts of whatever that you call that kind of like homesteading games, I suppose.
I think they're usually called management to be like a step up in the category. There's like farming sim, and then the umbrella category would be like a management game.
Yeah. So I hope if people want to check out Veil of Dust, where would they go?
So they can just go to the Steam page. We actually just released to early access last week.
Oh, perfect timing.
Yeah. So it's there. There's also a demo that has the entirety of Chapter 1 that they can play if they want to try it out first. And that's also on the Steam page.
Perfect. I've linked that, and that's Veil of Dust, a homesteading game. Elle, thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Glad to have you here. We're gonna have a weird transition for this next one because we're like sharing screens and everything. So you know what? I'm just gonna go back to the triathlon page because that one already has a screen thing set up for it. So bear in mind the Bad Game Triathlon is no longer taking place, but that's where we're going. Okay, so I need you to go to. Are you in video mode? Video. Let me look at video. Oops. Jeffrey, I need a screen share on your part.
Okay, great. I'm screen sharing right now. Screen is shared.
I'm not. Oh, okay. I have to go to watch stream. And now I'm gonna. Perfect. I was like, I need to crop it because I don't want to have. I don't know if you have favorites you don't want people to see, but I'm sometimes the kind of person who has favorites I don't want people to see.
Oh, I think it's okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's not too embarrassing.
This is like a let me get rid of all these layers that are on top of it. So, okay, so tell me what exactly is Adventure Snack, and we're going to do a playthrough of this, correct?
We're going to play the entire game. Hello, hi Andrew. Thanks so much for having me on. Yeah, Adventure Snack, it's a series of bite-sized text adventures that I publish via email newsletter. So basically, I turn your inbox into an adventure with quests that are weird, they're short, and they're free. So basically, you can subscribe at adventuresnack.com.
Okay, so let's do an Adventure Snack real quick.
Awesome, let's do it. In honor of the Sicko theme, today's quest is Warp Speed Makes You Nauseous. And folks in the chat, we're gonna have some choices that we need to make. So yeah, I hope you'll help me out and choose where this adventure goes.
Yes, you know what? I'm gonna pass off the entire reins to you while I do emails.
That's right.
Thank you so much for this segment saving.
No worries. I got you, Andrew. Okay, here we go. You are the stressed out captain of the starship Hiya, buddy. Your ship is under attack by tricky Ziblin assassins. They're impossible to hit with laser cannon fire. The Ziblins and their ships are nearly two-dimensional, so they can dodge fire and radar direction just by rotating to become extremely thin. Ziblin fire is blasting your peacekeeping vessel, your shields are deteriorating, your oil paintings are jostling off the walls, and to make matters worse, your crew in the helm room are starting to look at you so expectantly. We need to engage warp speed, the sparkly-haired navigator of Elysia respectfully screams. But lately, warp speed has made you extremely nauseous. It didn't always, but as you get older, something about going faster than light makes you want to blow space chunks. Protocol says that a captain who vomits in front of their crew must be publicly shamed, forced to walk around naked in front of both their crew and the Council of Creepy Elders. But if the ship gets blown up, that would mean no more life for you, like at all. Captain, the crew is awaiting your courageous, healthy orders, exclaims printer droid HB8720 in an urgent monotone. Okay, chat, what would you like to do? Keep firing, abandon ship, or engage warp speed? Those are your choices. I got one for keep firing. Oh, and thank you for the compliment, Jay Wapkin. I'm glad you like the writing. Okay, one for keep firing. I've got one for warp speed. Got one for abandoned ship. Warp its bomb time. Okay, I got two. I got three for warp. Okay, great. We're going warp speed. All right, chat. How often do you experience motion sickness? Never or rarely ever, regularly or frequently? I've got one for love to vom. Rarely. I got one for rarely. I got two for regularly. Three for regularly. Okay, you regularly experience motion sickness. So, let's see where that takes us. You lean forward in your captain's chair and take a deep breath. Hopefully warp speed won't make you full-on sick, just a little sweaty. And sweats can be blamed on the giant stowaway insectoid who lives in the temperature control room. He likes it toasty, and he can't be stopped. Navigator, utilize warp speed, you command. Your navigator pushes a few buttons on her console. The stars in the window quickly transform into long, thin lines as the phenomenal speed pushes you back in your chair. Colors spiral in front of you as the ship sways back and forth, up and down, and a corkscrew or two through the warp tunnel. Sweat pours down your brow. You get the thrills, the chills, and the ills all at once. We will continue. The ship suddenly stops. No enemy fighters. The Hayabite is light years out of harm's way. Your face is pale. Your uniform has visible pit stains. While the crew cheers their escape, you run to the captain's toilet and, well, it's not pretty. Medical Officer Bennigan's hears your retching and asks if you're okay in there. You tell him the insectoid must have laid eggs in your stomach. He buys it, sight unseen. You will likely retain your position as the crew confronts the venomous monster for a crime it did not commit. The end.
Perfect. The end, because I screwed up the whoops. I clicked on something in my hubris. I'm like, oh, I have messages in the chat. That might be important. Perfect.
Well, that's fine. We and by the way, that you see that Garfield phone that keeps getting hung up in the screen? I have that, Andrew, at my desk right now. I'm looking at it right now.
I am envious. I spoke at the top of the stream of how I would love one of those Garfield phones.
You can get them on eBay. They're not that expensive.
Okay.
And in fact, they washed up on shore. A bunch of them washed up on shore on a French beach a couple years ago. So that's cool. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Thank you for your claps. I appreciate it. And
where would we find this thing? Where would we find
Absolutely, yeah. It's a great question. One of the great questions. You can find it at adventurestack.com. I've published about 70 text adventure games at this point, all free to play, and new ones come to your inbox every 2 weeks.
That is a very cool approach to this, and I'm a big fan of that kind of I spelled it wrong. What did you say? Adventure Stack?
Oh, Adventure Snack.
Adventure Snack, yes. I should have known that. Because
thank you, Quinn. I love hypertext too. Yes. They're little bite-sized games you could play on your lunch break. You could play them in line at the post office. Whatever relatable task you're performing today. And by the way, I pledged to the Indiepocalypse Pledge Shop. I'm very excited to play these games.
Oh, thank you. These commission games are absolute killers. Like, it's amazing what people put together in these like 3 months that I give them. It's truly like it's like if people go, oh, it takes forever to make games, and then you go, no, actually, look what people can make in like 3 months by themselves usually, or with a little.
You can make it. I think we need more small games that took less time to make. That we could get on the cheap. I love that. Those are my favorite types of games. So I really appreciate what you're doing here at Indiepocalypse.
Thank you so much. How do I get rid of this stupid screen thing? Oh, okay, there we go. I figured it out. Problem solved.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. We've got some real Johnny-come-latelys. Not Johnny, but other come-latelys. Who's... Okay. Wait, I'm trying to organize who's next, but I'm doing this live, so I'm going to mute my microphone while I talk to people about business.
I mean, I think it's Hotline, unless you're, yeah, right. Hi.
Hello, welcome back. That was Hotline Maui by Amber. Hello, Amber. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing great. Tell me a little bit, and I guess tell the listening audience as well, not just me, about Hotline Maui.
Sure. So I made a sequel to Hotline Miami and Hotline Miami 2, video games in which people call you on the phone and ask you to be a sicko. And so I decided to make a sequel to that.
Well, perfect. What drove you to like? What was your approach? What brought you to your approach to being the sicko lifestyle? Because obviously, there's not a direct correlation to the Hotline Miami style. So,
yeah, I mean, I took the gameplay mechanics in a different direction. I mean, I wanted to get some practice at doing like certain types of programming I had not done in a while, and for some reason, the Hotline Miami games were just really like resonant in my mind at the time. So like I learned Ableton and made some music, kind of like trying to evoke Hotline Miami, and tried to pick out some similar color schemes. But like it also had me thinking like what are the like Hotline Miami, I feel like are very like well made, aesthetically resonant games, but they're also very gruesome. And it just made me thinking like I enjoyed playing these games. I feel very drawn to them. I kind of like want to make something that grows out of that somehow, but I don't want to make a game where you run around murdering people.
Yeah.
And so I just what if broadly Hotline Miami aesthetics, but it's not really violence. There's some text. It kind of obliquely refers to some mild conflict, and you're playing Pong, and the colors are changing, and it's unclear what's at stake. And maybe it has something to do with like productive processes that you often find in a home, or when you're trying to produce food for people, or when people are like navigating a domestic life together, or when people get sick. So I just like had a lot of feelings and just kept writing code and like adding new things into it until it felt like everything I wanted to get out had gotten out.
And that, honestly, the perfect summation of the game design process, really. Kept writing until everything was out of you. And thank you for being here. Where would people find your stuff if they were looking for it?
Sure. So I have an itch.io page, KEDINIK, Kedinik, at itch.io. I also have a website where I put my work, bossfight.com. That's boss-fight.com. And I'm also on Twitter, also with Kedinik, the same as the itch page, KEDINIK. And currently, I'm working on like a JavaScript game engine that mostly would work with sprites, could also do some vector art. And the goal is just to make like a really responsive, good sprite engine that you could play on an internet browser.
Perfect. Playing. Okay.
I guess I should add
that last part very important. Playing an internet browser. I think we need to really kind of like bring back the era of the internet browser.
Yeah, because I mean, I thought it was cool once people got used enough to like building games in Flash that they could really kind of go wild with whatever ideas they had, and then just kind of the corporate ecosystem around that moved on, and Flash became like deleted from the list of options you can try to work with. Except now it kind of has circled back around to like a lot of the same tools are available again in JavaScript, but there's not a lot of use of them yet. And I just think it's kind of neat that things maybe could circle back around somewhat. So I'm hoping to working on a shmup right now in JavaScript for browsers.
Well, perfect. And we've got Boss Fight and Kedinik, as you spelled multiple times, KEDINI. Okay.
Well, I mean, a lot of people have had trouble getting the spelling because it is just...
You're speaking of
just letters.
I'm a member of the Spell Your Last Name Your Entire Life Club, so I understand it thoroughly.
Sure. Thank you very much for having me on. This is a great stream. I really appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate just that you're out there, everyone's out there making games, And honestly, if that pans out, I appreciate people trying to replace Flash and bring back this era of just like putting your shit on the internet and people playing. Anyway, before I go too far, I'm going to go to the next thing. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Hello, that was Outcry and Quinn K is here to talk about it. Quinn, welcome back. Book ending the show. As it seems.
Hello. This is Quinn K.
Quinn K, hello.
So, should I just get right into it?
Get right into
say,
it.
What this is about. So, an Outcry is a narrative-focused, very narrative-focused. There's a lot of text. Be mindful of that. Branching path horror RPG about a young non-binary person who locks themselves out of their apartment, but oh no, you also have a smoking habit, and you need to quench that first for sweet cigarettes somehow. And I'm sure that it won't get any more complicated than that, except it does, because soon you hear a terrifying sound that forces within you a decision, whether to follow the source of that sound or to ignore it. And the game branches from there, and soon you will find out that the sound may have a bit more to it than you think. Certain feathered fiends.
What a perfect... Have you done this before?
No, I'm just relatively good with words. Comes with writing a lot.
Yeah, I imagine. What a beautiful summation of it. So, since this is the Sicko Showcase, I'm sure all the Sickos are dying to know which version of RPG Maker is this made in.
RPG Maker 2003.
Ah, true. The Sickos, a true Sicko.
It's same version as Yume Nikki, as Ebe, the original Ebe, not the new remake.
Yeah.
As Space Funeral, all the good stuff, really.
Yeah. It's a beautiful engine. I think there's we talked about this at the beginning, but now that we're in Showcase land, there's a beautiful Sicko element to anything that's almost pre-MV,
And I've pushed that Sicko element a lot further by including stuff you briefly saw it in the trailer. There is live action footage that circles in this game in RPG Maker 2003, which requires a 256 color limit. So live action footage, 3D renders, gorgeous full screen artwork made by the impeccable Kitted Frog in the chat. Give him a hand.
Yes.
And I've thrown everything and the kitchen sink at this. And I think it turned out really beautiful, which is why I'm very happy that I managed to get it done.
Well, where would you say the best people could find it? And just, I guess, your other work in general.
Well, at quink.itch.io.
What an easy to find URL. Perfect. Quink,
easy to find, hard to Google.
Oh yes, that old. I'm getting very good at being Googled at this point. I am
nice.
There's that one really bad Polygon article that's like, oh, there's too many video games. I'm like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Who writes an article about the presumed indie apocalypse and then just talks to Finji or whatever? Get out of here. Anyway, folks, would you believe I goofed again and I did not prep the next trailer?
Oh no.
No, it only takes me a second to do. Because I've been doing the smart thing where I've been deleting the trailers as I've played them, so I have fewer to go through every time. Here we go. Well, thank you for being here both times.
Thank you so much.
Really
I was happy to keep you some company a little more, a little at the beginning, and I hope you all have a good rest of the Sickos showcase, which is looking excellent.
Thank you.
See you all soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I am in this till the end. So do I open the voicemail?
Up already. We're stuck in the boat at the base of the ridge. We need you to call 01595
01595 434
Welcome to Sligoil Security Systems.
Please say the passphrase.
Oil?
Which officer would you like to give an order to?
Officer Walthros. Oh my god. I do solemnly pledge to sacrifice all that I am. I can't believe I just said that. Cross on one. I've got you here, Sligo. The crew must be staring straight at me. Oh my god, it changes every time! Ah! I really don't want to sing. Laura had a little lamb. What?
This is a transmission from the Metropolitan Police.
Do I want to get in with the police?
Let's talk about my money.
Yeah, which we stole. I can't tell if you're good or bad. Oh, if this is Morse code, flaming hell.
2.5 minutes to go.
I will.
What are you waiting for?
How? Oh no, don't die! Oh my gosh, get on the phone!
It's $1 billion. Please say you got it.
You want me involved and then you hang up on me. This is a toxic relationship. You're gonna come back begging for more. I know you are. Yeah. I'll work you right out.
Hello, that was. I switched over to my sheets, and this one has a longer title, and I want to make sure I get the whole title, and nothing but the whole title. Unknown number, a first-person talker, and Thomas Keane is here to talk about. Thomas, hello.
Hello, how you doing? I'm really appreciate the full title readout, but mainly because as we were talking about earlier, unknown number is actually quite hard to Google, but a first-person talker has a bit more of a hook to it.
Yes. No, I like to, when people listen, I take names very seriously in terms of the names that people give me for things. And I think they're important things to be able to say out loud. So what is unknown number, a first person talker?
Yeah. Well, weirdly, the first person talker part is probably the most important element of it, because what we're sort of exploring is what voice control might look like in the game space. And I know that lots of people have use voice and it's sort of in and out of the indie experimental scene, but what Unknown Number, of first person talker, does is it really tries to explore all the different possible variants of what voice looks like. So shouting, singing, high voice, low voice, whispering, etc. And it tries to sort of stitch together a kind of a thriller narrative, like a sort of a heist, and it's told entirely through kind of voicemails and telephone calls that you kind of interact with real characters on the other end, and sort of try and save the world from the apocalypse, the climate apocalypse, just using your voice. And that's kind of the overall premise.
Yeah, I was like, you had submitted to two of my whatever the hell I call that thing, the commissioned consignment bundle, like forever ago. And I was like, oh, cool. But I'm very busy and I didn't check out the game. I'm like, sorry, trailer. Like, why is there a person in this trailer? What's going on here? Is this an FMV game? Like, oh no, wait a minute. This is something very different than I was.
Yeah, well, there needs to be a person in it, because people just can't. I mean this in the best possible way. People really can't imagine using their voice, and they can't imagine that 50% of the activity is almost like what you're doing as a player. So it opens with that kind of shout of Flora Anderson shouting that sentence, and it's actually that's actually a meaningful part of it, because 50% of the game is you and 50% of it is the game, and actually it's the interaction between those two parts that's really important. So it makes making a trailer quite difficult, because you kind of need to do both, the whole system.
And then also realize, kind of convey that no, this is a person playing the game. This is not part of the game.
Yeah. Well, we made a trailer last time. We hadn't have a person in it, right? And everyone was like, yeah, but how do you actually play it? And we're like, well, you talk. And they're like, yeah, but how do you actually play it? And so we're like, okay, well, let's just freaking put a person in it talking, because that was kind of the only option at this stage. No one really believes that it's just purely talking.
Yeah.
And I know I'm talking to the wrong audience, because I know everyone here is really exploring what games are, and I know they're probably exploring how voice fits. But when you talk to the mainstream media, they're going like, voice, like what? Yeah. I haven't used voice since Halo said throw grenade, and you're like, yeah, it can be better than that. It can actually be emotional and meaningful.
Perfect. And who knows? Maybe this will escape the mainstream audience. I'll put it on YouTube and I'll get all the good SEO clicks. And if Kelly doesn't come to give me a DMCA announcement and be like, no, you can't. You used my Sicko clip too many times.
Well, it's weird because in theory, voice should be massive, right? Voice is everywhere. Even cars want to talk to you today, But weirdly, for some reason, because of all the bad experiences we had with Connect and everything, voice is a bit of a pariah in games. And so we're all sort of just going how can we make voice cool? And I don't mean cool hipster nonsense. I mean how can we make it fun? Now
where would people find this fun to not tie too quick?
Yeah, where does one find this fun?
Where does one find this fun if they wanted to check this out? Wish listed, as they say.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're on Steam and we have a demo that you can play, obviously for free. It's if you just Steamify search unknown number, a first person talker, or just even unknown number game, that should come up into Google. But our website is www.godolphingames.com. So yeah, go dolphin, dolphin like the mammal / fish. I know it's not fish, you know what I mean?
Games like the interactive medium.
Mm. Yes, I'm saying.
Nope. What do you say? Dolphin games?
Yeah, no, so go dolphin. I'll put I'll put it's go dolphin.
Oh, go!
Games.
I missed. I think the Discord dipped out. I missed the go part.
Yeah, it's yeah, good dolphin games.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you for being here. We're going to move on to our next trailer as we careen towards going over schedule.
Cool. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
Goodbye. Bye.
No, that's all right.
Hello, that was NIRAVASI by Angus McCollum. Angus,
Yep.
hello, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing very well, thank you.
Tell me a
Are
little
you
bit.
doing good?
I'm doing as well as the person can who's been on for 8 hours straight.
Fair enough.
Tell me what is NIRAVASI? Tell me about it. What's up?
Okay, so it's a dark adventure game where you play as a little cat archaeologist called Mura, and he finds himself trapped within a ancient human city that's under control by a malevolent AI. So the goal of the game is to basically find a way out of this city, and then a lot of the gameplay loop kind of involves kind of just exploring around the area and just uncovering the dark truth behind how the city fell in the first place.
Perfect. And where would we find? Sorry, I'm sorry if I'm cutting into people's short. Let me recalibrate for a moment. So in this dark adventure, it's got a cool this 2D on 3D look to it. That, I'm a big fan of the kind of like the aesthetic. What?
Yeah, no. Oh no, sorry, you gone.
No, you had something to say. You were probably gonna answer my question that I was gonna ask maybe.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just gonna say, so this is made in RPG Maker MV.
Yes.
And this is with the MV 3D plugin.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember the name of the people who made it, but this is a really dynamic plugin, and it's kind of like as soon as I saw that plugin in action, I was like, oh my god, I have to make a game with this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's the one addendum to. I was like, I forgot where all the L's and the R's went in that word for a moment. So I just gave up on it. To the RPG Maker pre-MV Sicko clause is that the true Sickos also, if you look at MV and they're like, no, they just made all the assets themselves and they completely redid everything because they're just like, just can't resist. And that feels like that is very very cool things. RPG Maker, you can make a lot of cool stuff in it, you know?
Yeah, no, and the engine is really, like, especially MV. Like, I've worked with VX Ace in the past, but MV is just really powerful for what it can accomplish.
Yeah.
And yeah, and the MV3D engine is also really reliable and really user-friendly once you get to know it. So it's like kind of being able to get to make games that are sort of similar to the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl games, and then maybe also something like Petscop. And I know that's not a real game, but it's got a very similar style to it, and I was
Well, perfect.
sort of inspired by that style for NIRAVASI.
Well, thank you for being here. I'm going to move on to the next trailer. Hello, that was Collapsus by As You Saw at Wraith Games. You've got Chris and Jay here from Wraith Games. Am I correct in saying that? Yes, right?
Oh, yes, you are.
Perfect. One of you, to make it simple, tell me about Collapsus, so you don't talk over each
So,
other.
so Collapsus is a resource management block crunching puzzle game. Like, you remove blocks in order to have the blocks above them sort of fall down. But the cool thing is that it's all about physically rotating your device. So say you had it on like a phone or something, you would physically pick it up and physically rotate it around. It's less like a traditional puzzle game and more like having a Rubik's Cube, you know? We've been working on this all the way back in 2006. So it's kind of like our big white whale.
Yeah.
It's sort of the puzzle game for puzzle game fans, but like puzzle game fans are kind of a dying breed nowadays.
Right, and the phone landscape in 2006 very different than in like 2024 or 2020.
Oh yeah,
22. That's the year we're in.
Well, when we had initially started developing it, it was actually going to be a web-based game, and you couldn't like rotate anything. It was later when we started like playing with accelerometers that were like, no, you need to be able to move this. So yeah.
And this is as alluded to like alluded to earlier, but for real this time. These are people I've met one, two. How many have I personally met?
You've met like because we're a team of 12,
Yeah.
and you've met like half of us.
Yeah,
Like,
one of you snuck me into PAX East basically.
Oh, that was me.
Perfect. Yes, no, I was like, I need to get in here, and something weird happened. We're not going to litigate what weird thing happened that I thought I had a way in, but the point is, folks, community is important to like game dev, and I think it's like, and art in general, and I think it's like people are generally not your competition. There's so much like space in the world, and really like the issue is not if you don't, it's to like carve out new spaces rather than like fighting over existing ones or something. I think
I could unfortunately go on for hours about this idea, but like I think that more times than anything, developers, even in your exact same niche, aren't your competition. It's the platforms themselves, like a Steam, that tend to be more your competition. They're the ones who are profiting directly on other things and pushing other things in the spotlight that make your life a little bit harder.
Right.
Whereas
when Bandcamp puts out an article that's like, you know, the folk punk scene of Uruguay, that's because they're a scene and they're like supporting each other.
Yeah, exactly. Like if someone picks up one really, really cool like indie puzzler, that person who's picking it up is probably going to pick up like a whole bunch of them. So like why would like we exist in this space where fans are going to find the stuff that they like. The weird thing is getting people to actually find it, especially when you're hyper niche, and especially when you have zero money to actually put it in front of anyone's face.
And now to put it in front of people's faces, how could we get to this? How do we get in front of our faces here?
So you can actually pick up our pay what you want early access over on wraithgames.itch.io/collapsus.
Perfect. I always get confused when devs.com wraithgames. Don't just put their games on itch, you know? It's very confusing to me. It's free. You get more money. But
it's so much less of a headache.
Yes, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like having messed with Steam's back end. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I never want to do that again.
Even I learned Butler, and I'm not good at command line. But thank you for being here. We're moving to the next trailer.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having
so
us.
much for having us.
Thank you. God. That was Hot Seagulls in your area. Leo is here to talk about it. Leo, how you doing?
Good. Don't be fooled by the trailer. It came out August 28th, 2 years ago, so you can get your hands on it right now. I'm doing great.
You and I have probably spoken most recently out of everyone on this thing, I think.
Yeah, about 2 weeks ago.
But a brief moment. Oh, I forgot to tell you who was on. We'll figure it out when we get there. It was going to come in hot. Yeah. So, what is Hot Seagulls? What is Hot Seagulls for the people who aren't the avid Indie Apocalypse Radio listeners? What is Hot Seagulls in your area?
What is it? It is a game where you are tasked. You must simply go along the boardwalk at a beach, pick up seagulls, and make them kiss. They need your help to kiss. Only you can do it. it is your duty.
Perfect. 100% bulletproof summation. Would not change a piece.
All right, great.
Thank you. Why Seagulls?
Why Seagulls?
Yeah.
Why not Seagulls?
Perfect answer. Bulletproof. Would not change a bit.
Yeah. You can't touch this.
Yeah, no, just unstoppable. So, where would people find your stuff?
You can find my stuff, Nardo23 on itch. Yeah, that's about it.
Perfect. Thank you. Listen, thank you for
Great.
being here again. We don't need to. Short and simple. Let's get to the point.
Peace.
Peace. Goodbye. Hello, that was Tetris, but all at once. Johnny's here to tell you about it. Johnny, hey, what's up?
Hello. Happy to be here. This is Tetris all at once.
I gotta ask, the people I'd like to know, why not Tetrisphere as well?
You know, couldn't get it to fit. Maybe in a DLC. That is one of my favorites, though. I do like that one.
I own that on the Nintendo 64. I bought it.
Me too.
I thought it was confusing as a child, and I got it later as an adult, and I was like, oh, it makes more sense now.
Yeah, I just started playing it fairly recently, and I really like it. It does stand out. It's got good vibes.
I like this. What do you think about like the weird Atari reimaginings that they did, like that weird Pong? Have you ever played the weird Pong they did for like PS1?
No, I don't think so.
Dive into that every now. Sorry to derail your show.
No, I'd love to hear about weird Pong.
It's like they made like a 3D Pong, but there's like a million weird variants in it. Like they made a bunch of levels to Pong.
That's exactly the type of stuff I look for.
Yeah, it's very kind of cool. I think it's in the same vein of like the Frogger one they remade Frogger. Same kind of. I think there was like an era where Atari was just like putting all their games out, like redoing them basically.
Yep. Well, they were just throwing everything at the wall and seeing what was sticking for variants on old games.
Much like
I
you
love
threw
that.
a bunch of Tetris at the wall and hope it all stuck. So how many Tetrises before your brain breaks and then you're unable to play Tetris all at once, would you say? How many Tetrises?
I think my record is actually in this video, which is why I didn't re-record it, and I think it was 9. But yeah, it does break your brain. I have a version on the downloadable that doesn't play all of the sounds at once, so it's marginally better. But not the full experience.
Yes, I was gonna say, I think the Sicko version would be to stay true to this brand, because listen, if I'm going to compete with Wholesome, I need to aggressively stick to my brand,
So true.
I need to talk about it nonstop and keep saying Sicko, 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 Sicko until people, even though that's someone else's brand anyway, but is not every brand is someone else's brand co-opted for marketing purposes.
Yep.
Johnny, thank you for being here. Friend of the show, where can we find your stuff?
You can find me at jwap.itch.io. This game is not public, but it's buried on my itch if you can find it. And the password is GAW, all lowercase. I'm kind of scared of releasing it to the public for obvious reasons, but passing it around the old fashioned way. So yeah, go find it.
Yeah, and listen, you were one of the people, like Leo before you, that got to cut of this pie from the show. And I'm glad to deliver it.
Thank you so much.
And thanks for being here. Goodbye. Move on to the next trailer. Thank you. Welcome. That was Cyclone by Steven. Oh, hello, Steven. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Andrew. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for being here. What is... some people in the chat have been parsing, but for people who are not in the chat, what is Cyclone?
Cyclone evolves is a one-man passion project that evolved from my time doing portal mods and portal maps, such as Blue Portals, A Little Higher, Feather Away, and Torrent. So those were released in like the first half of like the 2010s, the late half of the 2000s. So I kind of like took a break and learned like real coding, real texture art, and real modeling. And Cyclone was in a one of the many VIPs, minimal viable products I made during that hiatus time. And Cyclone just came out and people really liked it. I sent them like demos of it and people were like, oh, this is really great. So I decided to just sit down and just like, you know what, I'm making this. So
yeah. That's it's very easy to get mired in a million like half projects. So, you know, the importance to say, you know, I should probably finish this one first, you know?
Yeah, especially like after like a few failed projects, you're like, oh, this doesn't work because of this. And also I was trying to like, I always liked coming from my mod days, I kind of wanted a game to look like be very similar to the original Portal.
Yeah.
But I always had that hook on my neck saying, oh, you can't make it too much. And this time I was just like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just do it. And I studied the textures, studied the models, and tried to get my own sense of styles. You know, I borrowed a lot of styles from my mod Blue Portals and map packs like Logic Portals and various, there's also some like elements from like the Portal beta stuff that I
Yeah.
really liked.
And playing off and when you use expectations, you're also sort of like playing with expectations of like people are like, oh, this is familiar, I get what it is, and then you're like, oh no, this is something different.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like people were like following me, so they actually like it seemed like the next logical step.
Yeah, and where could people find Cyclone if they were looking to get it?
All right, so Cyclone's available on Steam right now for $4.99 US. A free demo is available, so you can test it, make sure it runs on your computer, no issues, so you can free test.
Yeah.
I'm also on YouTube. You could just search Reepbule, REEPBULE, in the search bar, and my name should come up. I should have the iDrop with the I in it, and I have an itch page, Reepbule at itch.io. And I have a website, reapsoftbooks.com. But to be frank, a 7th grader late homework assignment has more effort into it than my website. So go to Steam, my YouTube, and less itch, even though I don't update it.
Yeah. Let me get that real quick. Well, thank you for being here.
No problem.
We're gonna move on to the final. We've had a couple dropouts, but we're gonna get to the final commented. Do I have it ready? Did I? No, I did not get ready. Hoisted as I always am. We're gonna get ready for the very last segment. You know what I did? I forgot it's not in the right folder. I don't think. I think I downloaded this, but this was emailed to me. I'm just buying time because. Where are you hiding there? There you are. Oh no, I do have it. It was just a different name than the one I was looking for. Okay. Be back soon.
Your new case is the disappearance of counterculture tech guru, IMU. Last seen in San Francisco, 1998, leaving to deliver the keynote at South by Southwest Interact. Our investigators on the dark web discovered a copy of a PowerPoint presentation purporting to be Yu's lost keynote address, the one he disappeared on his way to give. It falls to you to open the lock slide and find out what happened to Mr. Yu. Advance the slide.
Hello, that was... Fuck, what was it called? That was Zeitgeist, sorry. I'm like, my brain just shut off for a moment. That was Zeitgeist by Next Little Banana. Or Christy, hello.
Oh.
Tell me a little bit about how your day's going.
Living the dream.
That's the best thing to live, I've heard. So tell me a little bit about Zeitgeist.
Yeah, so this is literally a collection of PowerPoint presentations. It was made for the 2021 Global Game Jam, which the Portland Indie Game Squad does a big thing for that every year. So me and some other Portland folks, we were just going to make a normal game, but then they have this list of like extra challenges you can take on. And one of the challenges for that year was make a game in PowerPoint. And like, I really like doing weird games, like games that alt control or like LARPy games. I'm really into like ARGs and escape rooms.
Yeah.
So they might as well have directed that challenge directly at me.
And you saw it and you took that challenge directly.
Yup. And like, I'm really proud of it. It's, it's ARG style puzzles.
Yeah.
It's probably super hard. No one's ever going to play it because nobody has PowerPoint anymore.
Or they have it on like company computers that they have. Like, so play it at your workplace is what we're saying, I think, right?
Yes, play more video games at work.
The last vestiges of the Microsoft Office suite is the place where you work. And
Yeah.
I highly encourage it. Now, where would we be able to get this game and any number of games that you may make?
Yeah, you can find me at Next Level Banana on all the things. Itch.io is where most of my games are. Nextlevelbanana.online and nextlevelbanana.live if you want to get on the mailing list for any of my
So many
random meat space games.
Perfect. As a fan of custom redirects, custom subdomains for your stuff, even better.
I have so many domains.
I've curtailed my domain purchasing because I don't use them very often, so I've controlled myself.
That's wisdom.
Yeah, there's that. Listen, that is LARPing is a whole other subgenre of games that we didn't even touch upon in the showcase at all.
Yeah, well, it means you have to have another showcase.
Yeah, how do we showcase LARP game? Listen, we'll figure that out. That's a bridge we need to cross at some point.
Awesome.
But until then, that is the end of our dev commentary section. We've still got trailers of people who were scheduled for the dev commentary section but did not comment. They did not appear. They are not currently here. So I'm not gonna skip their trailers. I'm gonna run all their trailers, but it might be a little slapdash because I did not have time to cut them all together into one clean trailer. So thank you to all the sickos who submitted. I'm going to play the rest of the trailers. Then you know what? I'm gonna put out this episode, this issue of Indiepocalypse, and then I'm gonna come with an outro and say thank you for everyone. But thank you for everyone right now. Again, I've said it like 3 times. I should get a trailer ready and stop talking so damned much. Here we go.
Welcome to the King's Gauntlet! Chess Revolution! Fight!
Your king is here.
Checkmate!
Yeah, I can hear Ben's voice in the I'm back, Nightstar. Show yourself. This is nice. This is it's a cool game. Oh, I can hear it's Chris Chan in that. All right. Okay. Oh shit. Hang on. Oh, it scrolls. That's fine. Right. So, dab I know is a skip. What's weapon? Anoint. Probably can't do that yet. Info. So is this a move? I guess I don't know yet. Inventory. I got a Peldrins, fuck energy, and space. Okay, let's just kill. Nice. I killed them. You find yourselves in the pony. Is that Endless War's voice canon? You find yourself in the Ponyville outskirts secret laboratory. You're a level 14 slime pony. You're wielding platinum. 1 confirmed kills. Nice.
Hello, that's it. The Sicko Showcase is done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for submitting. Thank you for just believing there is a world of games outside of the, you know what you think, whatever. Indiepocalypse, you should submit it. This is the end of the video where I say go to indiepocalypse.com, buy Indiepocalypse. I'm the guy who put this on. A lot of people made the games and the trailers. I didn't make those, but I put together this showcase in 2 weeks to show, hey, you know, anyone can do this shit. You just got to sit down and do it. If someone with a full-time job and a second part-time job that is Indiepocalypse plus everything else, all the other bullshit I'm doing, if I can do this in 2 weeks, anybody can do it. Anyone can. I'm going to hit stop recording.